Good morning and welcome to Backyard and Beyond. This morning we are fortunate to have two guests, Steve Livengood and Bob Boots. So good morning to you, Steve.
Good morning, Lavon.
And good morning to you, Bob.
Good morning.
And you guys are off on another adventure here, another event, and it's something I think a lot of people look forward to. So Steve, when is it and where is it and what is it?
We are talking Armed Forces Commemorative Days. If you've been in town in the last 15, 16 years, you know what we're talking about. That's where we bring in all these collections and all these items that the veterans have from all the armed services, their forces, and they bring them in on a Thursday, a Friday, and a Saturday. We're doing it 21, 22, and 23, I believe it is, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night on Thursday and Friday, and from 8 o'clock in the morning till 2 on Saturday, although I tell people it's really not a good idea to show up at 1:30 Saturday afternoon.
Too much stuff to see.
You're not going to see it all. Plus, this stuff belongs to private individuals. When they come in at noon on Saturday and say, hey, I want my stuff, they get their stuff back. I mean, that's all it is. So it might not be there Saturday afternoon.
Okay,
Just fair warning.
Yes, very good. And you've been doing this for how many years?
We've been doing this since 1994. So what's my math there? 17 years.
Okay. And did you say where it's going to be?
It is going to be at the American Legion Memorial Building. You'll recognize it as the former National Guard Armory, right there at 201 Poplar.
So I know you've had to have it in several places in the past, and we want to make sure that's where they arrive to.
Correct. This is where we did it last time, but it's not where we do it all the time.
Yeah, and there's lots of great space there to spread out. Bob, how long have you been involved with this? Since the beginning?
I've been involved in it since the first one that we had.
Yeah, and
the first one was called Radio Days.
Oh, really?
In 1994, and KJN was one of us that was working on that at the time.
That sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. So I know both of you were really involved with the organization and getting things there. But what are some things you're particularly interested in, Bob?
Well, one thing that has always interested me is several years ago I was given a box of newspaper. The headlines or front pages of newspapers, and they dated back from about 1938 to 1946, and we took 100 of those and laminated them and to preserve them, and we have those set up on chronological order, so you can get the whole history of from when Hitler started taking over Germany and Europe in 1938, clear up through to the bombing of Japan, and or when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and clear through the full, complete war.
Yeah, that's
Those newspapers are a lot of history in them.
And you know, if somebody doesn't want to read all the little print, just looking at the headlines can give you those major happenings for those days.
Oh yeah, we've had those up for 2 or 3 days now, and a lady was in there matter of fact, she was from North Carolina, and she was so interested in that, said, I would like to take a picture of every one of those in there. And she did take about 20 pictures. And
Good. And so that just shows you some of the interest. And I know there's another item I want to come back and visit with you about. But, Steve, what are some of the other things? I know you have a great collection you show.
It isn't, how do I want to say this? We have collectors, professional, if you want to call them that, folks, that have collections, and then we have the stuff that the individuals bring in, the scrapbooks, that they kept on their son or on their boyfriend or whatever else when they were in the service. And so, yes, it is both things. I try to bring the things down that pretty much you probably won't find anywhere else in town. My theme this year is going to be high explosives, so if you want to see bombs and you want to see artillery projectiles and that sort of thing, that I'm pretty sure you won't find them anywhere else in Atlantic, they're going to be at the Armory during commemorative days.
Maybe we hope so.
They're all safe. But yeah, that's some education going on down there. If you dig something up in the backyard and you kind of wonder what it is, please do not bring it in. But if I have one laying there, I'll kind of explain to you why it might blow up and do some damage to you.
And then, as you said, there are people who will bring their own items, and then you have some people who've donated things. I think there are a lot of uniforms.
Correct. It runs the gamut. We have weapons, we have uniforms, we have scrapbooks, we have just everything you can imagine down there that relates to the war years, and it's not just about combat stuff. A lot of it is home front stuff. There'll be the ration books there, like I said. There'll be the scrapbooks, the photographs, the nurses' uniforms. We really don't know what we have until it shows up. I mean, the collectors, if they show up, we kind of know what they're going to bring. But the general folks, I don't know what we have until it shows up.
Bob, you have a special interest in flags.
Yeah, we have probably at least a dozen different kind of flags of various kinds: American flags, state flags, local Atlantic flags, flags from the different veterans organizations, and have them all on display.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd like to see things being brought in on Wednesday before the display starts on Thursday.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, Bob, Steve has mentioned scrapbooks and so on, and I know you bring some personal things. I'm guessing that you get to visit with a lot of people one-on-one and kind of tell some personal stories?
Yeah, that is one of the things we really like is for veterans that have items there to show.
Stay around.
And to explain what those are, because most individuals, they walk by something, they don't really realize what it is until they have an explanation on it.
Mm-hmm. Did you have another flag you wanted to mention?
Yeah, I've got a little kind of a trivia question here. It's how many official United States flags has there been?
Does that start from the Revolutionary War?
Yeah, starting
Okay.
from in 1777. There have been 27 different official American flags.
Okay. And there may be some flags out there that aren't official? I mean, these are
Oh,
the
there's
official.
many of them that aren't official.
Okay. So, and I know you, if we have time, we'll talk about people bringing flags in to get them taken care of. But Steve, I want to come back and talk about, who is attending, because you said this starts on Thursday.
This starts on Thursday, and this is terribly important. You folks that want to contribute to things, please don't bring them in Thursday. Thursday morning, we have at least 500 students showing up during the day Thursday. It's Easter weekend, so they have an early dismissal Friday. So all the students are coming Thursday. We've got about 500 students coming in from 4 different schools. So please don't bring that scrapbook in at 9 o'clock Thursday morning and say, hey, I would like to contribute this. We're going to be kind of busy. Bring it in on Wednesday. We'll be there from 8 o'clock in the morning until all night there.
Mm-hmm.
So bring that in there. Bob was mentioning about the veterans, that would actually be there. About 10 years ago, we came up with a slogan for us, and it's Uniting Students and Veterans since 1994. And that's really kind of what it's all about. Yes, we love to have the general public come down, but it's the students, I think, that really learn a lot. Since we started, we've had over 3,000 students come through this thing. So it's a time to come down and look at the things. It really is.
So is it a good idea for public to come on Thursday?
Oh, absolutely.
That's
yeah,
okay.
It's a great idea for the public to come on Thursday. I guess if you want to come on Thursday, more than anything else, what you'll see is you will see the students interacting and learning things from the veterans. So if you're kind of a little disappointed sometimes on today's youth, come down and see what's happening on Thursday, because it's important to them, and they understand that. So, yeah, you might not get a chance to look at the items, but you'll get a chance to look at the students looking at the items, which I think is just about as important.
Over the years, Steve, you certainly have received some comments back. Are there a couple of those that just sort of ring in your mind that say, wow, we know that these young people are learning and appreciating all the work that we do?
Asking me my favorite comment is like asking a mother who's her favorite child. We don't have favorite comments, but we do have. I think I've seen many a time, and when I say many, I'm saying a half a dozen times at least, where the teacher seems to make the visit an actual project for the students, whether it be the audiovisual class or the American history class or whatever it is. They come down, they do whatever it is they do, they learn things, and then a week or so later in the mail, we'll get the audiovisual. This is all the pictures that they've taken, or all the thank you letters from the literature class. I mean, it just runs the gamut. We did a thing called the scavenger hunt. We started it probably 3 or 4 years ago. We were noticing that some students really didn't seem to care. And so we asked the teachers, hey, how would you like a scavenger hunt? And so the scavenger hunt is kind of difficult to do because we don't know what to have them look for until we know what we've got. And so I spend late hours Wednesday night trying, oh, yeah, this came in, that came in, make the scavenger hunt. We hand it to the teachers as they come in. Of course, the public can play in that game, too. And it's the things, go find this. There's 4, 5, 6,000 items out there. Go find what's important about this.
Bob, why do you stay involved? What do you personally get out of doing this?
It is just a great thought for me to think of the education that these students can get from coming to this. It is a terrific educational program not only in just on the wars that we've had in the past, but also the people that weren't in the wars that were living at that time.
Okay. It makes that kind of history come alive. Steve, quickly remind us when, where?
It is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, that's if you want to see it. If you want to bring your stuff in, bring it in Wednesday. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 21, 22, 23, at the American Legion Memorial Building, the former National Guard Armory at 201 Poplar. Hours are 8 to 6, Thursday and Friday. They are 9 to 2 on Saturday.
Okay. Thank you very much to Steve Livengood and Bob Boots for coming in. Do you have a last comment, Bob?
I want to thank you for letting us talk about it.
Absolutely. This is a pretty exciting time. Until next time, here is a thought. Life is nothing but a series of moments. Start living the moments, and the years will take care of themselves.